diagnosis itself is so different from the ending. So I'm not really sure if you're going to go in, but I'll tell you the ending was hard. The after part was where the family begins to fall apart, because we we had so much hope, and I don't know that you can ever be prepared for the end. People will say, well, you know, you knew for 8 years. I knew for 8 years that my daughter was living. And so all the work and everything that we did, it just, I can't say it caught us off guard, but I think it did. I think that's when all the emotions came to light. And our 2 daughters, I felt so bad for them because people would contact them and say, what can we do for your parents? You know, and I'm thinking, it wasn't until after the fact that I knew people were doing that. And it's like, they too are grieving, you know, they've just lost their sister, and they watched their sister die, and it wasn't pretty. My husband and I grieve differently, and as I said before, we approach life and situations and problem solving differently, and we grieve differently. And I was trying to control his grief. I thought he should cry 24/7 like I did. I thought he should. I didn't understand why. And the one time we did as a family go to a therapist. And then she started calling me every week. And one time she said, I was in the middle of Hobby Lobby, for goodness sakes. And she called me and said, you need to quit trying to control his grief. You don't own it. You own your own. It was the best advice I've ever heard. From that day on, I stopped. And I realized he had his own grief journey. My girls had their own grief journey, and I only could own my own. So extended family, my younger sister spent a lot of time helping. She came out from California, and that's about it. I don't know, people are different. And you know, family sometimes isn't the best help. I think it saved our marriage. Daughter in Park City just told me about, I'm going to look it up here. She was listening to a podcast, and this guy, I gotta put my glasses on to read his name. His name is David Kessler, Kessler. And she said he's a grief counselor, researcher, or something. And he has helped people through a lot of grief. And then he lost his son. And he said in this podcast, he just wrote a book, I'm getting it, that he wants to go back and apologize to all the people that he had tried to go through grief, who had lost a child, because he said, until you lose a child, you can't do it, I guess. I mean, he said he wants to go back and apologize to all those people. And so I don't even know where I was going with that, but I think the best advice I got from that one lady was not to own it, you know, let go. And it was powerful.